Research shows that by practicing zero negativity and deep emotional, meaningful connection in your relationship can actually save the most challenging relationships and turn them into a thriving partnership. In this video, you are going to know 3 simple tips to help save or turn your relationship around, or just add to your relationship being even better than it is. And so jumping right in, the first one is read this book. I'm not sure where it will show, but it's Conscious Loving. So the couple that wrote this book actually had studied thousands upon thousands of relationships over a long period of time, and they were able to say what makes a relationship work. Their book gives amazing tips, tools, and just helps you to really grasp and understand how you show up in a relationship. It helps you to push the boundaries of, like, if you're constantly having arguments every couple of days, few days, week, month, whatever it is, it helps you and gives you ways so that you can push that further and further. It helps you to understand all your unconscious patterns that will be running from your childhood in your relationship. And when you have that understanding, like, awareness is half the battle, then the next is putting it into action. But if you really are wanting to save your relationship or make your relationship better, just improve it in any way, then it's like we have beautiful gardens, but they have to be cared for, they have to be nurtured, they have to be looked after. And so one easy way of doing that is read this book. I personally have read this book 3 times, and each time I have taken loads and loads and loads of notes, and I have applied them. In my last couple of relationships, both my partners also read this book, and we applied the things from this book, and they actually happen to be the best relationships I've ever had in my whole life, and I'm 43. So trust me, get this book. I'll put the link in the description to make it easier, and just read it. Just get reading. That's the first one. The second thing is daily connection. I mean, especially if you're living together, and I mean meaningful connection. Okay, because what happens is, especially when you're living together, you start to take the relationship for granted. You don't connect how you used to in the early days. And, you know, most people just end up like 2 people just living together, like lodgers, not actually properly connecting. And so what this could be would just be like, when your partner comes home, be happy to see them and actually be curious about their day. Was there anything that upset them? Did they learn anything new about themselves or other people? Is there anything they'd want to redo from that day? Anything at all. Just show interest and just connect. Or even if it's like before bed, actually look them in the eyes and just maybe put your hand on their heart and tell them authentically, like, I love you. Just connect, whatever the meaningfulness of a connection will mean to you and your partner. And daily might seem like, oh, well, that's a lot. But actually, if you want to make your relationship better, and if you really want a loving relationship, you have to put in what you want out. You have to do what you want to get out of it as well, and not expect your partner to do everything or even half of it. Like, you have to bring what you want. So daily connection is the next one. So the third on the list is zero negativity. So there's quite a few books. There's another book called, I think it's 7 Habits or 7 Ways of Making a Marriage Work. These people also studied like 10,000 couples or something in labs, and they were able to identify like the 7 horsemen of like when a marriage is not going to work. And there's also another book called Getting the Love That You Want. And so all of these books talk about the negativity that we bring to a relationship, and it kills the relationship. Imagine every time you are negative, it literally is like pouring some kind of like weed killer onto your beautiful flowers. Like, it doesn't do any justice. And so zero negativity might be a very difficult thing for you to be able to get to, because firstly, you have to have that awareness before it leaves your mouth, and be able to control yourself then to not do that. So you need to either go and write it down, or find healthier ways of sharing that. So I'm just trying to think of an example off the top of my head. Let's just say you come back and the house is an absolute mess, and you've had a really stressful day, and like this walking home, which should be your sanctuary, is then just like absolute chaos. And so you're feeling frustrated with that. So rather than going to your partner and being negative and having a go at them, go and connect with them and just say, I've had a really stressful day, and I just really feel like I just need some solace and loving and time right now. So can we just hug? Just hug and just be present with that, okay? And go to your bedroom or wherever you can. Just find one room in your house after that where you can just go and be for a little bit and just kind of charge up your own batteries before going back and dealing with that. Zero negativity, just to be clear, doesn't mean taking crap. You do have to have boundaries in a relationship for both people and what's important to you. But it's about finding healthy ways of expressing your truth, what your boundaries are. It doesn't have to be done in a way that is like knocking your partner down. So I'm just going to add one extra one. You can do it or you don't have to. You can do any of them. Completely up to you. But I personally have found this one very, very, I don't know, I just think it's quite meaningful and important in a relationship. So this is just once a week. Ask your partner, check with them, what one thing can I do for you in this upcoming week? Anything. That could be greeting them with a kiss and a hug every time they walk through the door. That could be continuing the zero negativity. It could be having a passionate kiss before you go to bed. It could be giving them a massage. It could be watching at least one film with them. It could be anything. But the point is, you are checking in with your partner, not how you want to show up and give love and do your ways of being in a relationship, but actually what they need. And so many of us in a relationship have all these unconscious expectations that we're just not expressing with our partner. But this gives them that chance. It gives them that opportunity of like, actually, yeah, do you know what? I really need this from you. And it could just be a one-day thing. And, as I said, if you are genuine about wanting to make your relationship better and to work on it, you have to put the time, the love, and the energy in, because otherwise, we just take the relationship for granted, don't nurture it like we're supposed to, and then we wonder like, oh, why did this happen? Why did that happen? Why did it fall apart? Okay, it's like your garden. It's got to be nurtured, consciously nurtured. Anyway, I'm going to leave this video here. If there's anything in your relationship that you particularly have found helpful or not helpful that you think might help somebody else, then please do share it. And also, there is other videos from when I first started this channel. It's little quizzes about love languages, about your erotic blueprint, which is kind of like the love language but translated into a sensual sexual way of how we like to engage with our partners. And there's also another quiz, and it just basically will help you to understand who you are, who you show up in a relationship, but also your partner. So you can connect with them in a way that they want to be connected with. And just understanding ourselves and our partners is always gonna make it easier to know how to connect and to grow the relationship. Okay. Anyway, so much love, so many blessings. Thank you so much. Bye.